Hello folks, welcome to the canal channel Jose. Today we're going to talk about what was causing a vibration while we were driving in the road, and we couldn't figure it out until we took component by component off, and we found out that the motor mount was bad, and that was causing this vibration. So sometimes you can dig into it and you can't find it, you can't notice anything out of the ordinary just by looking at it. You take it for a drive, or you put it to spin on jacks, and you can do a bunch of diagnosis. But sometimes it comes to taking components out of the car one by one to verify if what's happening. And that's what we had to go through. So we found out that at the end, we had to take the motor mount off. And once we took it out, we went into it, we looked at it, and we found out that it was bad. So we're going to show you the difference between a bad motor mount and a good motor mount. What the bad motor mount was causing a vibration while we were driving. So the motor was bouncing, the engine. So with that said, let's show you what was happening. So as you can see, we have the old motor mount that we just pulled out of the car and the new motor mount. So we're going to compare the old one to the new one and show you what was happening. But just by looking at it, it looks complete. So this is how a new motor mount supposed to be. I'll try to put torsion to it. As you can see, it doesn't move much, and it takes a lot of force to do that. This, look, that's obviously where the engine was sitting, and it was just creating that vibration, and it was just not controlling any of that vibration. So that's why where the shaking and vibration was happening. Another thing, look at how much height difference is on this motor mount. As you can see, that's about a half-inch difference. So the motor was tilted as well. So sometimes the motor or the engine weight doesn't let us investigate if the motor mount is bad, especially with this ones that you can't see the bushings or the rubber piece. So once we took it off, we investigated and we came out to the conclusion that that was. So now we're going to install this one and get rid of that problem. That's why some of these diagnostics or diagnose for trying to find the bad component, you have to remove some of these motor mounts or some of the components, because with the engine on it and this sleeve over, which is a dust cover, you can't see what's going on. So that's why we remove it, and it's damaged. But otherwise, we wouldn't find out if we wouldn't remove it. So most of the times you are able to see a damaged motor mount, but because these guys are covered, you can't see because it's attached to the frame, and then the engine sits on top of this, so you are not able to see in there or even move it around and to find out that this is the problem. So because of these sleeves, now these motor mounts are so sophisticated that we just think that they're good because the engine's sitting straight into it. So we assume that is good when it's not. Well, folks, hopefully this info was useful and helpful, because sometimes we just assume that the motor mounts are in good shape and that vibration consists or is still there after we done some other replacements. So we're just investing money on some other components that shouldn't be replaced when the problem was a motor mount. So on our case, we had to take every single motor mount apart or out, and then we found out that the driver's side transmission mount was the problem. So now we took it out, and we're gonna put a new one in there. So that's just to show you that it's not always that vibration. It could be the tires or the alignment or the balancing. It could be a bad motor mount because the motor is just bouncing around with no control. So for our friends who are watching the video, haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe. If you like a video, give us thumbs up, share it, and we'll see you soon with more videos here in the canal, El Chano Jose.